Okay, so let's talk about breathing during exercise and everyday life. It's really simple. We're going to adopt the mantra, blow before you go. So you're going to exhale through the effort of all the exercises that you do throughout the program and hopefully in your everyday life too. So let me give you a few examples. First of all, a squat. I want to breathe in into my tummy and into the pelvic floor, just like we learned in the breathing exercise on the way down. And then on my way back up, I want to breathe out. Something really important is to start breathing out before you push up out of the squat. So don't do this, which is basically a breath hold and then like releasing the breath. You want to breathe in and start breathing out just a millisecond before you start lifting up out of the squat. This helps engage your pelvic floor and your abdominal muscles to support you coming up out of that difficult movement. So another example might be breathing out as you press a dumbbell away from you. So in a shoulder press, for example, I want to breathe in and prepare my core in the same way, and then breathe out as I press the dumbbell away from me. Breathe in on the way down. Breathe out on the way as I push away from me. Breathe in on the way down. Feel your tummy expand. And then as you breathe out, tummy comes in and up to support you. And so does your pelvic floor. The same is true in a rowing exercise. So breathe in as I drop the weight down. Breathe out as I pull the weight towards me. Breathe in on the way down and breathe out on the way towards me. Here are a couple of other examples for you. So lying on your back when you're doing a glute bridge, you breathe in at the bottom of the glute bridge, breathe out on the way up. Breathe in on the way down, breathe out on the way up. Tummy comes in and up to support you, but it doesn't really need to support you in this movement. If I'm doing a core exercise like a crunch, I might breathe into my abdominal muscles, breathe out and pull those tummy muscles in just a little bit as I crunch up. Breathe in on the way down, breathe out as I crunch up. And if I'm doing something like a crunch plus a heel slide, then I'm going to hold this static crunch, breathe in, breathe out, and the tummy muscles come in to support me as I push that leg away. This is the hardest part of the movement, so this is why I want to be breathing out. The same with an exercise like a dead bug. My knees are up here. The hardest part of the movement is when my leg is down here. So that's when my tummy muscles need to be coming in and up to support me. So I breathe in and then breathe out as those tummy muscles, as the leg is further away from me. Breathe in and then out as the leg comes back in. Breathe in and out as the leg is extended out far away from me and coming back in. It's important to remember in these exercises that while it's good practice to breathe out through the effort, some exercises are higher demand on your pelvic floor than others. So the squat is very high demand on your pelvic floor, especially if you're holding weight, because you're standing up and all of your weight, the weight of your organs, the weight of your baby, is all resting on your pelvic floor. This means that it's quite important to do the blow before you go, because the pelvic floor will recoil to support your pelvic organs while you're doing this difficult exercise. Whereas exercises like a glute bridge are very, very low demand on the pelvic floor anyway. So don't get too caught up in the breathing, but it's good practice anyway, just to get into that rhythm. A lot of us hold our breath throughout exercise, and that's not so ideal. The exact same principle applies during your daily life. So as you lift up your child, as you lift up your washing basket, as you lift up your shopping, as you stand up out of a chair, as you get off the toilet, as you get out of a car, remember to breathe out through that part of the movement. Again, many of us hold our breath, and that can put a lot of demand on our pelvic floor throughout the day. It's really great to establish this habit throughout your pregnancy, because postpartum it will be really important for safeguarding your pelvic floor, especially if you have a vaginal birth. So get used to doing it now, and then postpartum, it will be just a really natural thing for your postpartum recovery.